Welcome to my discussion of the movie Breakthrough, which is directed by Roxanne Dawson. Who Many people, particularly Star Trek fans, would know that she portrayed the half human, half Klingon B'Elanna Torres, the chief engineer on Star Trek Voyager. So basically, the story of Breakthrough is a story based on a true story about a 14-year-old Guatemalan kid by the name of John Smith, who was adopted, by Joyce and Brian Smith when his biological parents abandoned him when he was 9 months old, which, in a sense, caused the character um, to uh, have issues of abandonment and, I guess, rebelling against his, parent, his, adoptive parents and his, friends and teachers. And in a sense, I mean, I could kind of understand where he's coming from, because I guess he wants to, I guess, kind of want to know more about his, background, where he came from, but doesn't because he has no memory of it. But in a sense, the first half of the movie before, the so-called incident, which John gets, stuck in, ice after it collapses, and the incident causes him to have like a bit of like, I wouldn't say brain damage, but it was kind of like, no, you know, sign of like of brain function for like 45 minutes or so, and he kind of, the term I would say before the incident was like, in a sense, kind of like an unlikable douchebag. If that's the best way to describe his character, even despite the fact that John had like, many friends in his Christian school that he went to and things like that. Even though, when looking at the movie, you would think, for middle school kids they would look more like high schoolers, but it is what it is. So John's adoptive mother, Joyce, when she finds out that her son was, non-responsive, she ends up praying for him, as I guess in a sense of, bringing her son back to life. Feeling that it would be too soon if God took him from her too soon. And like out of the sudden, there's like this miracle that unexpectedly brings him back, you know I guess from the dead, I guess, if that's the way you want to look at it. And it does raise an interesting aspect in the film, like, why is it that like, say, certain people come back to life, and then others don't, which is a rather interesting, I guess, philosophical question, I guess, if that's one particular way of looking at it. And of course, one of the aspects I liked about Breakthrough, that it wasn't like one of those faith movies that was too preachy and all in your face about religion, I guess, if that's you know the way to look at it. But instead, it's kind of like a movie about self discovery, and kind of like, you know I guess you would say, like, finding like a new purpose in life, and kind of reevaluating your priorities, if that's the way I would look at it. And I would definitely say the movie is definitely very uplifting and very interesting to watch, and also show how a particular instinct in one particular life can also change you for the better, which is what happens to the John Smith character. And of course, for people that may or may not know, that the John Smith character is played by Marcel Rios, who's Puerto Rican in real life, even though the character itself is Guatemalan. And of course, he was in that sad, canceled, sitcom, the One Day at a Time from Netflix. And he's not bad in the movie, and I would definitely say it's definitely something worth checking out. Okay, everyone. Thanks again for listening to what I had to uh, say about this particular film, and that's that. Okay, thanks for watching.